Here's an unfortunate red pill for the conspiracy community. Whole sections of your worldview have been ripped off from random bits of pop culture trash. Hollywood blockbusters, daytime TV, pulp novels, and kids' comic books.
First step foot upon the moon.
Reptilian entities are behind this manipulation of human society.
Where conspiracy theories and pop culture meet.
Let's start right at the top with conspiracy superstar David Icke. Icke was briefly a professional footballer. Then in 1991, he appeared on a British talk show wearing a turquoise tracksuit and declared he was the Son of God.
You claim to be the Son of God. Mm-hmm. Is that true?
Yes, you see, the thing is that it's quite funny, really.
He's now spent 30 years developing various theories, all underpinned by the essential belief that a race of shape-shifting, pan-dimensional lizard men have been secretly controlling the destiny of the human race. He's sold millions of books, can fill concert halls with thousands of paying fans on speaking tours. In a recent interview, in which he declared coronavirus was a hoax, had over 8 million views by the time YouTube removed it. But there's a problem here. I mean, there's many problems here, but a major one is that his whole fundamental theory is pretty much stolen straight from the plot of a 1980s TV show. The show V ran in the US and the UK in the 80s. It's pretty good. Basically, aliens arrive on Earth. They look just like us. Initially, they offer technological improvements, gaining the trust of the humans. But the heroes then discover that they're actually giant lizards disguising themselves in humanoid costumes, planning to enslave our planet, replace our leaders, and harvest us for food. Which basically is the gist of David Icke's entire philosophy.
People can deny their existence if they like. I do not give a shit. They exist.
So, when Icke goes on about reptile conspiracies, is he receiving divine revelations to save the human species as he claims? Or are these the half-remembered dregs of a TV show he saw shortly before he announced himself the Son of God? It's impossible to say for sure, but we do know Icke is a V fan. He said before that he thinks that the show got a lot of things right.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
After the JFK assassination, the Apollo moon landing became the second great hit of the 1960s conspiracy theory. You can see why.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Imagine a world before walking on the moon. Such a thing would have seemed unreal, magical, unbelievable, perhaps even faked as a bit of Cold War propaganda.
Neil Armstrong did not land on the moon. A government lie landed on the moon. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, man. It's like so stupid.
The very year Buzz and Neil landed on the moon, 1969, the idea of fakery was already being played out by Hollywood in the filming of a fake moon landing clumsily featured in the worst Sean Connery Bond film, Diamonds Are Forever. Then in 1979, Capricorn 1, a hit thriller about a faked Mars mission, came out.
There's only one small catch. It never happened.
The filmmakers were then sued for plagiarism by a prominent moon landing truther named Bill Kaysing.
Going to the moon was a real risky thing.
And the ensuing controversy elevated all sorts of moon landing nonsense into the conspiracy theory mainstream.
The footage that we have shows them faking being halfway to the moon. That proves they couldn't go halfway because they're faking being halfway.
Impressively, despite a supposedly vast government cover-up, the conspiracy fantasists apparently even figured out which director had shot the fake footage. Stanley Kubrick's psychedelic epic 2001: A Space Odyssey had come out the year before the moon landing, so obviously must have been him.
NASA hired Stanley to fake the moon landing because they couldn't do it themselves. And then they threatened to kill his fucking family, so he shut the fuck up and put out subliminal messaging in The Shining to let you all know it was him that did that shit.
They were fake. We did them at Roswell. Smoke, mirrors. No, they were pretty real as far as I know. I mean, I only know Apollo 8.
And what about the Illuminati? Hip-hop's favourite conspiracy theory about a new world order who secretly run the world. I'm afraid this is stolen from 20th century pop culture as well. The original Illuminati were a small group founded in Bavaria in 1776. Ironically, their mission was specifically to promote enlightenment and combat superstition. They never had more than a few hundred members and were basically done by the early 1800s.
Boy, Illuminati real. You know what I'm saying? Once you hit your peak at a certain level, the crazy part about it is, what was Lil Durk at? And he did a video, people not paying attention. Hold on, Grandma, I'm gonna get you something to eat right now, okay?
But they did have kind of a cool name, or so thought Lord Omar Khayyam Ravenhurst, who, to be fair, knew a thing or two about cool names. He was a hippie satirist, born Kerry Thornley, who in the 1960s teamed up with Playboy writer Robert Anton Wilson to troll the world. These two thought it would be a super funny prank to start writing letters to media outlets across America, blaming every problem, tragedy and failure on the secret behaviour of this shadowy group called the Illuminati. They called this Operation Mindfuck, and the inside joke became pretty influential, spinning into a series of novels called Illuminatus Trilogy, inspiring satires from Umberto Eco and Alan Moore, and some music by the KLF. Unfortunately, Operation Mindfuck's prank also inspired a generation of very online people to believe that the Illuminati actually run the world. Now, every time you see a YouTube comment claiming Katy Perry is part of the Illuminati, this is basically where it comes from. Let's get back to Stanley Kubrick. When he died while finishing the edit for his scary sex movie, Eyes Wide Shut, the conspiracy world lost its collective mind. By 1999, when Eyes Wide Shut came out, the idea of the Illuminati, created by satirists and taken seriously by Da Vinci Code fans, had taken hold. But it had now become mixed online with anti-Semitic tropes of the protocols of the Elders of Zion to create a new mixture of old hatreds and lies. In this world, the Illuminati were the Jews, and specifically the squillionaire Rothschild family. The new conspiracy ran that Eyes Wide Shut was Kubrick revealing the secret sex and murder games of the New World Order elite led by the Rothschilds. And obviously, since Kubrick died shortly before the film actually came out, he must have been whacked by the perverted Illuminati bastards he was trying to expose through the medium of a Tom Cruise movie.
He filmed a ritual with Tom Cruise in it, in which I only know more recently was a Rothschild mansion.
Part of the reason for this impressive leap is that the film features a masked ball. People connected this to a party held in 1972 Guy de Rothschild called the Surrealist Ball. Salvador Dali designed special masks worn by A-lister guests who were served food on fur plates by butlers dressed as cats. Basically, it was the most amazing session in history, and I would have loved to be there. To really understand the model which modern conspiracy theories largely follow, we actually have to look at another bit of 90s pop culture. In The X-Files, Fox Mulder and Dana Scully are two FBI agents assigned to investigate unsolved cases involving paranormal activity. Week after week, episode after episode, Mulder and Scully find themselves going deeper and deeper into, guess what, a massive government conspiracy which, guess what, involves an alien race infiltrating positions of power on Earth using, guess what, a virus to infect and control their human host. The story has to escalate. It can never resolve because no resolution could ever be satisfactory for the scale of the questions being asked. The X-Files became the third longest running sci-fi show in American TV history. Its slogans, "The truth is out there" and "Trust no one," coming to define the paranoid fantasist style of the online conspiracy hunter. The truth is out there. It probably just doesn't involve anti-Semitic space lizard fantasies, fake moon landings, or billionaire sex cults. It's likely based on something a lot more boring, like interest rates or filibusters or something.